Hi, I'm Ashley,
Hi, and I'm Whitney,
and we are the Back Porch Mamas Fellowship. We're two mamas sharing real-life conversations about faith, motherhood, marriage, and homemaking with plenty of encouragement, laughter, and grace along the way. So grab your coffee
or sweet tea,
settle in, and be part of the community where faith and everyday life meet, because here there's always room for one more on the porch. Hey y'all, and welcome back to the porch.
Yes, welcome back. How are you guys doing?
We hope that you had a wonderful week. Whitney, how was your week?
It was great. This week I tried to take Sadie to the zoo 2 times, and it was literally packed every single time. There was like 15 school buses there, so I ended up improvising, and we went to a park that's right down the road from there, and she decided to go down this giant slide that she's always been afraid to go down. I mean, it wasn't that long. It's been like a month ago. She would not go down it, and this time she went down it like 20 times.
Wow, it's pretty amazing how quickly kids can get over their fear. I mean, I know that Luke had this major fear of baths, and I would say it was just a couple of months ago that I was asking for advice during our Bible study of what do you do to make your kids enjoy bath time, because Luke would sit there and scream and scream and scream, and I ended up trying to make it fun just in the sink, letting him wash, and now he's voluntarily going up to the bathtub and being like, I want to get in. I want bath time.
That is exciting. Yeah, that could be very frustrating. Sadie is the opposite. It's frustrating for me because she doesn't want to get out of the tub. Like, I have to bribe her, like, okay, it's time to get out. Like, do you want to go watch a movie? We can put your beautiful dress on, because she loves her dresses.
Yeah.
So I have to, like, talk up what's going to happen when we get out of the tub.
Yeah. But isn't that a toddler thing? Like,
yes, I think so.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that's just something with toddlers. Like, you have to help them understand, like, it's a transition and you have to move through it. And there's something exciting and waiting on the other side of this transition.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think for me, work has been very stressful. We've been working through a project, and then with this stress, it just makes me feel like super guilty for just being at work in the first place, that I'm not home with Luke. I'm not like spending time with him. And I think it's mostly because when I'm with Luke, it's just so much happier, and there's so many things to be done around the house that I feel like I don't have time to do because of work. And so I've just been struggling with that. Like, that has just been my struggle probably for a lot of this year, even maybe since like Christmas time, just struggling through this like stressful work project. But I know this past Sunday, my preacher was preaching in Acts, and it's a very long passage, so I won't like read the entire thing. But the gist of it is that Paul and Silas are, and if you would like to like read it for yourself, it is Acts 16 through 34. So chapter 16, verse 16 through 34. And the gist of this passage is that Paul and Silas are going through a town, and this female slave is following after them. She has a demon in her, and the demon can help her tell like fortunes. And eventually Paul gets fed up with her following after them, saying that they are followers of the Most High God, and he banishes the demon in the name of Jesus Christ. And the female slaves like masters were making money off of her and this demon and fortune telling. And so they get Paul and Silas beaten and thrown in jail. And while they're in jail, they are singing and praising God. And at that time, all of an earthquake happens, and all of the doors are unlocked. All of their chains are unbound. And the guard is about to kill himself because he thinks that all of the prisoners have escaped and he's basically doomed. And Paul ends up saving him and his entire family. And so, like I said, that's what my preacher preached on this past week. Basically, that hard times will come, and while that really like struck a chord with me, like just knowing that like I have been going through these difficult times. So listening to the preacher this past Sunday really like uplifted me. Like I really got a lot out of his service. It really, I think a lot of people did. Like a lot of people complimented him on this. There's a little humming. A lot of people complimented him on his message last Sunday. So it must have hit a lot of people just going through the tough times and remembering to praise Jesus and knowing that you can even, or praise God, and knowing that even when you are following his will, that you can still face tough times. And I think that it like struck home even more when I was listening to like a morning devotional podcast, and the podcast was on Luke 6:46 through 49. And again, it's a little bit longer, but I will kind of just paraphrase it, that Jesus is saying, why do you call me Lord, Lord, and you do not do what I say? And he goes through and talks about the man who builds his house on a solid foundation, that when the floods come and the torrents strike, that the house would not be shaken because it was well built. But the ones who hear his words and do not put them into practice are like a man who builds his house on shaky foundation, or the ground with no foundation, and that when the floods come and the torrents strike, the house is collapsed. And it just kind of hit home that no matter what, you're going to have these hard times, whether you're following Jesus or not. Like it's just bound to happen. And so that you can know that like Jesus and God are always with you. Like even in those difficult times, they're walking with you, they're carrying you, that you can go to them with all of your like struggles, and that like it will get better.
Yes, I definitely agree with you. I think that that's so important because a lot of people go through a lot of bad things. Yeah. And that, like people talk about testimony and everything, and a lot of people have really good testimonies. But my thing is like, that's one of my biggest testimonies is my anxiety that I've had my entire life. I mean, it has been so bad to the point where like I can't even function, and ever since I've been in my Bible every single day, and, like you said, like building your life on a solid foundation of Jesus, then you don't feel that way as much anymore. It might come creeping back in, but you can always pick your Bible up and you can fix your mind. I mean, that might sound crazy, but for me, that's what I do. Like I pick it up, I read it, and like it resets my brain. Like you don't have to feel like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
The wait, is it Romans? The renewal of your mind, like transforming your mind.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very true. So I just wanted to share that, especially in case like that it was two verses that were like basically back to back. Like I think I heard this Luke verse like Monday or Tuesday. So it was shortly after hearing the message, and it almost just felt like God saying like, it's okay. It will get better.
He's speaking to you like directly to you. It feels like sometimes when you go to church, it's like, this is for me.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like that quite often at church too. And I wish I could talk to my pastor as easily as you can talk to yours, but we have a lot of people in our church. So I feel like there's a lot of other people that have way more important things to say than I do. So I don't stop and talk very often, but I feel like we should praise our pastors.
Yes. Yeah. I think, at least like in the service, two different people spoke up and said during the joys and concerns how much they enjoyed this. And then who knows how many people stopped at the end when they were leaving to say how much they enjoyed it. So
that's good.
Yeah, it was definitely a good one. So
for our Bible study last Wednesday, we've been reading Revelation still. We did 16, 17, and 18, right?
Yeah.
And we read it and it feels like we've read it before, and we've both said to each other, like every single time we read it, it feels like we're reading it for the first time because it's very hard to understand. We were reading about the fall of Babylon and the prostitute on the beast, and we were wondering if anyone out there reads it, if they have any thoughts on what they're reading. I mean, I have lots of different thoughts when I read it, and I feel like
people probably think that I'm wrong, but like, you know, Babylon the Great, I'm like, what if that's America? You know, like we don't know that, you know, and
Right.
it's very scary to think that that could happen to our country. Hopefully it's not, but you just don't know. You don't know how to
Right.
interpret it. So if anyone else has thoughts, they should definitely let us know in the comments.
Yeah, comments, or head over to the Facebook page and drop a link, or you drop your thoughts, or if you have any resources, a link or whatever that you would like to share with us to help us open our minds a little outside of just what we read and what we think.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in other people's perspectives.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, I'm excited to finish Revelation because I think that from here we only get better. Like God wins. This is the portion where we're at, like where God wins.
Exactly. Yeah, I actually finished Revelation the other night, I think it was, and at the very end, it basically said, that's what it said. Like the book of Revelation, a lot of people like kind of shy away from it because it's, you know, scary and everything, but at least we know that God does win, and hopefully all those bad things, hopefully we're not here for it.
Yes.
I mean, the rapture, hopefully we just don't have to watch it. That's my main hope.
Yes. And we want all of our family and friends and you listening to come to know Jesus as well. So you aren't here for it either.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
I really think about that quite often. I try to like tell my sister and anyone else that will listen, like, not that she doesn't believe in God, but you know, I just want her to believe it as strongly as I do because I want her to be there with me.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I'm so happy that my mom got baptized on the same day that I did. Mm-hmm. That me deciding that I was going to do it also encouraged her to put aside her fears to also get baptized. So
that is a good thing. I remember my baptism, and it was like right before I had Sadie. I don't know if I was pregnant or not, but I don't think that I was pregnant. And it was just something I decided to do. And I was more concerned about everybody watching me get baptized and being soaking, dripping wet than I was actually getting baptized. And that's all I could think about was like, I'm going to get out of this bathtub and I'm going to be like sloppy wet and I got to go change my clothes and people are going to be looking at me. And I shouldn't have thought like that, you know, like I look back on it and wish I would have been more focused on what I was doing than everybody watching what I was doing.
Yeah. But I think it is human nature. That is the fear of man.
Yes.
Is what that is. And I don't think that it's something that we can't help. It's just something that we have to grow through to try to put aside those fears, that we shouldn't fear man and what man thinks, but just set our eyes on God. Because I go to a Methodist church, so they do the sprinkle. I probably could have chosen to do like a full dunk, but I've never seen anybody in our church do that. Right. So my mom and I did the sprinkle, and we also had Luke be dedicated. Thank you. The word. Yeah. So we had Luke be dedicated. So all three of us just got like the sprinkle on our heads, but still I was worried about missing my lines, not saying something right or whatever. But after it was done, I was just like so happy.
Yeah.
Like
I was crying my eyeballs out all the way up. Like I was ugly crying. Oh. Like it was, and I was ugly crying because of the emotion of the moment, and it was just a lot. But when I was done, I felt so much better.
Yeah, I think we had talked about this before I got baptized, and I was worried that I was going to be ugly crying as well because I tend to ugly cry at every service. Like,
yes.
I just can't help it. The tears just start rolling down my cheeks. And so I was thinking, like, this is a big moment in my life that I will probably also have the tears rolling. But I was so shocked when I just could not wipe the smile off my face.
Yeah, it is definitely extremely powerful. And I think everyone should experience it. A lot of people have said, though, that baptism is not, you don't have to be baptized to get into heaven, because the thief on the cross was not baptized. But I mean, I definitely think it's a good thing to do if you have made that choice.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. It's why not?
Exactly.
It's a simple thing. I think you could probably go to any church and ask to be baptized and they wouldn't turn you away.
If I would have thought about it deeper in the moment, I just wanted to be closer to God in that moment. But if I would have thought about it deeper, I would have loved to have been baptized in like a river or like a natural body of water. I don't know why.
I thought about that with our river, like out back.
Yeah.
That if I could get the preacher to come to our house, it's how Jesus was baptized.
Yeah. I think that it's like something about it calls out to me. Like, I feel like it means more. I don't know why. I feel like, because I was like in a blow up tub basically, and I would much rather be baptized in a natural body of water that God had made.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you see the people in California getting baptized in the ocean, or even I've seen people in the Outer Banks getting baptized in the ocean, that it just seems like it would be so much more meaningful.
Yeah, I agree. It feels right. Well, yeah.
Can you go down those stairs?
No. Okay. So moving on to happier topics, what have you been doing outside of housework and child raising and all of that kind of stuff?
Well, we added some more plants to our garden this week, and Sadie literally loves the dirt. She like, it's all in her shoes and her socks and everything, but she has a really good time. We've been taking care of the chickens, and they're growing like really fast. I should have eggs by July, I think.
Wow.
And I've been watching Queen Charlotte, but I only watch that after Sadie goes to bed, because when she's awake, I cannot pay attention.
Right. Yeah.
But it's such a good show. Like, I love that show.
Yeah.
Bridgerton is really, really good, but I think Queen Charlotte, which is a spinoff, is my favorite.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think is it the third?
With Penelope.
Well, Penelope was good, but I also liked Benedict.
Oh, I think that's season four, right?
Okay, yeah. So yes, that one, those two were probably my two favorites.
Yeah.
So far.
They're all so good.
They are.
And if anyone out there likes to watch Bridgerton like us, definitely let us know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I know I got my 3D printer in, and I shared my first print, and I have been doing a lot of other prints. I made some bookmarks that I will have to share. I also made this basket for Luke's coloring books, because I couldn't really find, I probably could have gone to like Walmart or someplace and found something, but I just wanted to make it where I could make it.
Right.
And I have printed off a second one to stack on top so it can hold crayons and then coloring books in the big basket. So printing off a ton of things. But as I was looking through last night, I saw Bridgerton bookmarks.
Ooh.
And I love reading the books as well as just watching the show. And then they had like a door hanger that said, "Please do not disturb unless you have scandal," or something like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, that reminds me of Queen Charlotte so much.
Yeah. That is awesome. You're going to have to show me this 3D printer thing, because I cannot, like, my brain cannot comprehend what it is.
How it can make something out of nothing.
Yeah, I don't get it. Oh, and then we went to the strawberry farm, and Ashley is freeze drying some strawberries for me, because she has all the coolest stuff that I don't have.
Yes, I know for the freeze dryer, we just had so many things from our garden that we were either having to give away or like trash because they would go bad. So that was just kind of a save up and necessity. But then the 3D printer is just a hobby that I really enjoy.
Yeah. So I would like to have a freeze dryer. I feel like it's such a, it's good to have. Especially if you make a lot of food or you garden.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you have something like that, other than the fact that they are quite expensive?
Yeah. Well, I told you that we do like freeze dried eggs, and that you can reconstitute them super easy for scrambled eggs, throwing in a cake or, whatever. And you don't have to keep them in your refrigerator or whatever else. They're shelf stable.
Yeah. It kind of blows my mind how that works too. It's like, just because you don't have any liquid means that now you can't go bad. Basically, that's the gist of it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the freeze has to do with it, but because it doesn't stay frozen.
No, but I think it has to take the food down to super low temperatures, and then it basically just skips the liquid phase and makes it into gas, from what I understand. That, and I could be wrong on this, but yeah, I think it like just skips the liquid phase and pulls it straight to gas, and because it's like the pressures.
So let me ask you a question. If you do eggs or broccoli, does it stink?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh my, eggs weren't so bad, but I know when we did broccoli in our garden and I got huge broccoli. Oh my gosh, I was pregnant too. So smells were kind of rough sometimes. And yes, the entire house smelled like broccoli. Oh my gosh, it was so bad.
Yeah, that is bad. I know whenever I cook broccoli in the house, Adam's like, it smells so bad. But he's eating it, but he's like, it smells so bad. I'm like, get a grip. It's just broccoli. It's going to be okay.
It'll be gone in a little bit. Unfortunately, it took a little bit longer than just like when you cook broccoli.
I bet.
When we freeze dried it. Because it was.
Well, you just said it's like it takes it out as a gas. So you've just like
introduced broccoli gas.
You could use that as like a weapon.
Right?
Just can it up, like they do with the tear gas.
Oh my gosh. Clear a room. Oh my goodness. One thing that we would like to encourage you to do is to sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, because you will get some behind the scenes. We expand on a few more of the topics that we touched during the podcast and see all of the pictures and links that we mentioned.
Right. Maybe some recipes eventually.
Yes.
We can add
Whitney is the genius in the kitchen coming up with recipes.
I'm not a genius. I just throw stuff together. I will make something and Adam will be like, that was so good. We have to have this again. And I'm like, well, good luck figuring out how I did that because I didn't measure anything. I just was throwing stuff in the pot. It turned out great.
Oh my goodness.
But I'll write it down like my third time in if I can remember what I did.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So yeah, good luck remembering through time 3 and making it the same though. Oh my. Wow, we are so different in the kitchen.
Yes, we are completely different. But your brain is like different than my brain. Like I think that's why we get along as well as we do because we're interested in each other's ways.
Yes,
you know what I mean. Like
yes.
I mean, it would be boring if we were too much alike. And I'm more like spontaneous and like today is the day and I'm going to figure it out as I go along. And you're like, I have a whole plan for today and I have a whole plan for the rest of the week too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I need to know 24 hours in advance if we are doing something. And if I don't, I get a little grumpy.
That's why we're very different. And the recipes and like, as far as like following recipes, I rarely like, I'll look up a recipe and I'll like use it as more of like a guidelines. Like these are their suggestions. And then I'll put my suggestions in too.
Yeah.
Because it's, I want to make it the way that I like it.
It goes from the fireplace.
Fireplace. Thank you.
When I get a recipe in the kitchen, I am following it to a T, which I think is why sourdough has been a little bit good and bad because you use a scale. So I'm very happy with that. But then they give you a time recommendation of like, my kitchen is 71 degrees and it takes 5 hours for my dough to rise. My kitchen is also 71 degrees and it takes like 12 hours for my dough to rise. And it like does not sit well with my brain.
Yeah. I think, when you started and you were like talking to me about it, I'm like, this is not going to be for Ashley. I was thinking that. I was like, if she could just persevere through the first couple attempts, she'll be fine. But for her to get to those couple attempts is going to be the problem.
Yes. So we're making cinnamon rolls again for tomorrow. I have the dough made and I'm waiting for it to rise. But unfortunately today it is warmer in the house than it is outside. So I can't just stick my dough outside and let it rise out there. So I have had it sit on the counter for quite a while trying to let it rise.
I'm making cinnamon rolls too.
But we must be following a different recipe because you mentioned how yours has baking soda or baking powder.
And baking powder.
Yeah, mine does not have either.
And I did not read the directions like always, and I wasn't supposed to add that. So we'll see how it goes. If it turns into terribleness, you'll get another picture of Ashley's beautiful cinnamon rolls and not a picture of my flop.
Well, this time is a little different because I am doing the just straight up like fresh starter cinnamon rolls, where last time I did the discard cinnamon rolls where you also have to use yeast.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
it's the same person wrote both recipes. So hopefully it also turns out well. But you know me, I get freaky. Like I start to freak out when it doesn't take the amount of time that she says. But she also has a note in there that says, go by what you see, not by the time on the clock.
Right.
So it makes me feel a little better.
Yes.
But I'm also like, well, what if you don't rise before I go to bed? Like,
I feel like sourdough looks different when it rises. It's not as obvious as a yeast rise to me personally.
Maybe. Yeah.
I feel like sourdough kind of it flattens out a little bit more, where like it still rises, but it looks different.
It looks much smoother. And
and it feels different.
Yes.
The dough feels different.
So y'all need to go touch it and see how it looks.
Y'all should definitely get on the sourdough train if you're not. You should give it a try and let us know how it goes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun. It's very fun. And you don't need all the fancy stuff. Ashley has a scale. I do not have a scale. Ashley has do you have a Banneton?
No, I don't either. Yeah, no, actually I don't. I've used a whisk or my hands or a fork.
Same.
I've just used, or like, I know a lot of people use the Danish dough hook, and I was like, do I really need that? Can I get away with not using that? Like not having to buy another tool?
You
when
absolutely can.
I literally just went through and decluttered my kitchen tool drawer.
I think they definitely make people think like, oh, I can't do sourdough because I don't have all of these things, when you really don't need any of it.
Yeah.
You don't have to have it. It could be nice, but you don't need it. You can still do it.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid.
Yes, very true. Well, the kids are making a ruckus, and I think it is time to feed them. So thank you so much for listening this week, and we hope that you will join the newsletter, continue the conversation with us.
Yes.
And we will see you next week.
Yep. God bless you guys. Thanks for spending a little time with us on the porch today. We are so grateful you're here. We pray this episode encouraged your heart, lifted you right where you are, and brought a little more grace into your day. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to follow along, join the Facebook page, and share the episode with a fellow mama.
We'll be right here next week, saving you a seat. Same porch, same fellowship.